I was in the US a few years ago, and what they did in circular economy, they really look at the economy concept. So they're much more entrepreneurial. So they don't, when they have technology, they don't rely on subsidies, but they rely on investors, private investors. So they really try to make the business plan. And that made me realize that in Holland we still use a lot of subsidies to get circular economy projects going. And just the entrepreneurial perspective helped me in my work to build on a closed water system on circular economy basis.
We had a solution from Hamburg where they actually look at a place where they have services to help people to recycle or to know how to treat waste. Although the solution cannot be transferred to our context entirely, there are some aspects that might work here as well. But there we have lots of discussion on, because we have a way of doing things, and that means that we should transform them completely, and that's always more difficult to do.
Yeah, so for us, a very interesting solution is the food waste avoidance app from Ghent. This is something that we don't have like this in Hamburg, and so this might be a solution that could be transferred. Although in Hamburg or in Germany, we have some different apps from commercial offers, and also we have some other apps on waste avoidance, but for the field of food waste, it's a missing link, but we would have to check how this link could be filled and by whom, so who would be in charge for this app.
In our region, it's very important that we start with the first, if you have to reduce, reuse, recycle trilogy, the reduce side. That's something we still need to, let's say, find solutions. And there we found a couple of, let's say, very interesting points which we could learn from the Ghent and Hamburg case. And also, I think it's very important that the separation to quality of waste. I mean, in waste separation, still we have a lot to learn about how to improve the different flows in the separation by citizens, because there's a lot of challenges to still overcome.
It's a solution from Hamburg and from students from Hamburg. It was concentrated to solve the problem about remote area, special for bio-waste. And the idea was to create a smaller container and put it near the neighborhood people where the people are living.
In Amsterdam, there was a good solution called bioseasonal parking. That means that there was a biological created cover that is used at Schiphol Airport for seasonal parking. The adaptation is that we don't have an airport, but we can use this cover because it is very important for us, for instance, in festivals or circuses. Or also another solution for us can be that we can use these covers for building a structural site, building structural sites. For depositing building materials.
I'll take the example of the eco-native solution that's called Peel Pioneer, where we use the peels of citrus fruits, orange and similar, to produce two other materials. One is essential oils and the other one is textiles. Why did we transfer that to the Netherlands? Because in the Netherlands we have the problem that we have a surplus of manure and compost, so composting is not an option. So we need to use ways of creating more value out of our food waste. The adaptations were in this way that they need to that the solution needs to really fit the economic activities in the Netherlands. This is on the one hand a very large food production sector, but also a very big sector of catering and juice production. So that is one, and the other one is is very much spatially related, because the food sector is spatially very concentrated in the Amsterdam metropolitan region, so it needs to be closely related. So new functions need to be closely related to the existing functions.
We experimented the transfer from Amsterdam case to Naples, and the main adaptation was to merge two solutions that were developed separately in Amsterdam, to merge in one main solution for Naples that is applied in a differentiated way according to the context. And for example, these two solutions were addressing both the buffer zone of the infrastructures in Amsterdam, of large infrastructure networks, but one was aimed to improve the biodiversity, and the other one was aimed to reuse this buffer zone that sometimes are underused for leisure activities. And in the case of Naples, before of strict regulations that don't allow to use to people to be in these buffer zones, we decided to merge and to adapt this in a differentiated way where it's possible.
In Amsterdam, we imported, transferred a solution that we got from the Naples case. And this was a solution that was about hemp, and the hemp was used in Naples to clean the soil. And importing this one to Amsterdam, what we did was to, thinking that it can be used in the same way in Amsterdam, but moreover, the rest material that you get from this solution could be very well used in construction. So from the hemp you could make material for building as well.